For teaching purposes, I asked my client if I could share this request. So I just had somebody ask me a question about a third party removal. She's been with her partner for a very long time, and they are addicted to corn and, how do I say this? Hookahs? Corn and hookahs. I'm not laughing. It's not funny. It really is a problem. It really is a problem. It ruins so much. But she asked about, could a third party removal be for those two specific things? Here's my answer. Yes, when removing a third party could be an addiction or something other than a specific one person. However, once you remove the third party, all that does is remove the third party. It doesn't address the real issue here. So here's where you have like free will and things that a licensed professional that deals with addictions of that nature would be best suited for. But my other suggestion would to do some kind of healing work for this individual with the addiction. But again, the problem is addictions are dark and tend to not be broken unless the person wants to put in the work and break the addiction themselves. This is where the free will comes in. It is a deep-seated psychological issue. So do I believe in magic and the power of spellwork? Absolutely. It's what I do for a living. But there are certain areas where, you know, things have to be done in layers and things are not always guaranteed to work because of these red tape things. And this is where, you know, using your discernment for the mundane versus the magic comes into play. And I have to then ask my client, you know, if you want to exhaust all resources that you possibly can, sure. But are you prepared that if this issue doesn't resolve, that you're the one that's going to need the healing, and you may have to just surrender this person you love to source, God, the universe, and walk away and work on yourself. And that being said, that's why going to practitioners for spell work, it's really important who you go to, because anybody can take your money and perform a spell, and it could work or it could not work. But for people that are so desperate for things to be fixed and so desperate for their life to be what they want it to be, that they reach out to a practitioner in situations like this, it really takes somebody that cares to assess the situation and decide whether it's a working they want to take on or not, and be able to advise that person that, you know, you might have to do some internal shadow work and see if this is really the partner that you want to keep fighting for. Because sometimes when you're going up against things like deep psychological issues, it's unfortunately a losing battle. And if you want to work on healing and your own stuff, that's where I am more than happy to take your hand and guide you and empower you through the whole process. So make sure that you use your discernment and you are working with or seeking knowledge from somebody that knows what they're doing, knows how to handle the situation, and isn't just trying to take your money and fill your head and heart with hopes and wishes. Spell work is one thing, but inner work and self-reflection of certain situations might end up benefiting you a bit more in the long run. Okay? If you want to work with me or look to see what I have to offer, go to sammiejoh.store. And I'm always here to give you my advice to best of my ability. Love you. Bye.